Your boy CM Punk did an interview with the Peacock Network as they were doing their showcase presentation. CM Punk was interviewed on behalf of WWE as a representation of the WWE and the WWE Network. And it was in this interview that CM Punk was asked about his real life beef with Seth Rollins. Now, we've covered this from the other end. We've heard people ask Seth Rollins about his true feelings about CM Punk. But what are CM Punk's true feelings about Seth Rollins? Check out this clip.
For those that may not remember, you entered that Rumble at number 1. The man who started that match with you was the current world heavyweight champion, Seth freaking Rollins. A lot has transpired for both of you over the last decade. How did you view Seth back then?
I viewed Seth as somebody who was following in my footsteps. You know, I think there's a lot of people in wrestling as a whole that are in the WWE now that, for better or for worse, I think looked up to a guy like me. I always like to thank the legends that helped pave the way for the roads that I travel now. Guys like Terry Funk, Eddie Guerrero, Bret Hart, Tracy Smothers, Chris Candido. There's a litany of guys that I always feel that I wouldn't have gotten the opportunities that I got if it weren't for them. I don't know. I guess I'm in a position where it feels maybe strange me vocalizing it, but I think Seth is a guy, at least I definitely thought it 10 years ago, that he's a dude that I don't think would have gotten the opportunities that he has gotten if it wasn't for me, That might hurt some people's feelings, but facts are facts. They don't care about your feelings.
Now, Punk, when you decided to become a member of the Raw roster at the end of last year, you were immediately confronted by Seth, and he came right out and said that he hates you. Do you believe that that hate is warranted?
No, I don't. What Seth honestly feels about me is none of my business. That's how I approach it. Maybe he's jealous, maybe he's envious. It's not for me to decide and figure out. Luckily there's a ring, and a lot of the times if you have differences with somebody, you get to settle it in the ring. The Rumble is in my immediate future. If Seth is still champion by the time that is all said and done and the dust clears, maybe we can talk again about it, and maybe we can settle things in the ring.
Now, I'm pretty positive that a great deal of this is just work. This is definitely one of those stories where the work blends in with the shoot, if you will. Real life bleeds into the story that they're trying to tell. And those are the best stories. That's why people are so invested in this storyline. That's why people want Punk to win WrestleMania or win the Royal Rumble and go on to WrestleMania to get that main event match against Seth Rollins, because of the story. People want to see this story play out. It's compelling. It's compelling because these two don't get along in real life, because there wouldn't be a Seth Rollins without a CM Punk. Punk's right, by the way. Do you remember when CM Punk came into the WWE? It was the John Laurinaitis 6'2", 3, 4 and over, 250 and over club, right? We're hiring John Heidenreichs, and we're hiring guys like that. This was not the CM Punk era. This was not the era of little guys. We have not gotten to that point yet. Punk was a scrawny little, as Kevin Nash would say, looks like a fucking, like a Waffle House cook, skinny fat, tattooed, greasy, coming off the street with a bit of indie cred, right? But Paul Heyman, CM Punk's the guy. We got to do CM Punk. Finally, they're like, all right, Paul, Jesus Christ, fine. You can put him on the ECW thing or whatever if you really think he's that special, but he's probably not. He's a little scrawny Punk, but we can hide him on ECW. Why am I blurry? Didn't even touch the camera and I'm blurry. There we go. Focus. Goddamn camera doesn't like to focus unless there's like bright lights. It's annoying. Even though I'm staring directly into a bright light. If you ever wonder why I look off to the side like this, first it's the monitors over there, so I make sure everything's working properly. But also because I have a giant bright light fucking flashing in my eyes. Where were we here? What the fuck were we just talking about? Oh, yeah. We were talking about CM Punk and Seth Rollins. I think, obviously there's a great, because this is the story that they're telling, so there's going to be work in that. But I don't think there's anything false being said here. When Punk got hired to the WWE, he was unique in that way. And he got pissed on and he got held down and he got the short end of the stick and fought and clawed. And as a matter of fact, it wasn't until Punk had reached the success that he did that the door started to open up to more small guys, to more indie guys, right? Triple H, especially down in NXT, they were still not getting brought into the main roster of WWE. They only got into the system because Triple H started hiring them through NXT. But Punk was the exception to that. Punk opened that door. Not to mention that Punk was the exact reason that Rollins got the call up. No, that's not to say that Rollins would have never been called up. Of course he would have been, Talent, cream always rises to the top. And he absolutely would have gotten called up at some point. But it was Punk's idea to bring him up in that role, that iconic role of the Shield. And he really did pave that way. But I get why these guys don't get along, and I'm sure there's more to it than they're going to let on public, too. Punk has a pretty sharp tongue, says a lot of mean things. And Rollins, who knows what else was said or done behind the scenes that we don't know about. But what I do know is that this is going to be a hell of a fucking match. Maybe not a match, hell of an angle. This is going to be a fun story going into Mania. There's not a lot in the match with Dominic that shows me that the match will be great. But who knows? Punk can warm up until then. He was just a little bit slow is all. Just a little slow. But it was a house show. It was relaxed. Who cares, right? By the way, I do have a full commentary of that. If you want to just watch something else after this, I'll link it in the, on the end cap or whatever. I do the full commentary over the return of CM Punk to Madison Square Garden in his first match against Dom. That's really fun. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. If you could hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the like while you're there, too, if you liked what you watched at any point. And continue to get notified as I bring you more great shit just like this. Peace, love, and pizza. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Are you excited for this match? Do you think there's mostly truth to everything that they're saying here in their promos back and forth? As far as, do you think the hatred, the beef is real? Do you think that Punk did pave the way for guys like Seth Rollins? Let me know all of it down in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next. Oh, yeah. Thanks for checking out the video. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like it if you liked it. Yeah. You can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on the channel. Ooh, yeah. Dig it.